Glock63 here again today. Want to welcome everybody to my YouTube video number 200, believe it or not. I've been at this a couple of years, 2.5 years, I guess, and having a lot of fun. I appreciate all of you that watch and subscribe, and hope you enjoy what I do. I can tell you that I enjoy making these videos. Today we're going to talk about shooting the Glock 43X, and in particular, going to compare this to shooting my current carry piece, which is the Glock 19 Generation 5, and we're going to see what the differences are. Is it something that I could basically see being a replacement for the Glock 19? Is it a suitable stand-in for the Glock 19? How does it shoot? Now, I don't know if any of you are like me, where it takes a lot to impress you with a firearm. But I've shot enough of them over the years that my expectations are usually pretty high when it comes to accuracy and reliability. If a firearm is not one of those two things, accurate or reliable, it doesn't stay in my safe and it doesn't stay in my collection. I'm just not interested in them. Even if it's just kind of more of a collector's kind of piece, it's still got to do its job as a firearm, or I don't want it. Just don't want it. So with that in mind, it takes a lot to impress me, and I want to say the last time that I was surprised, pleasantly surprised with a firearm where it exceeded my expectations, was the Henry 22 carbine, believe it or not. Yep, this little sub $350 22 really surprised me with its accuracy and reliability. Fun to shoot, but I did forget about how impressed I was with the ease of shooting with this 29-244 Magnum. That particular firearm turned out to be super accurate and fun to shoot, and everybody in the family really likes it. So you never know what's going to float your boat. When it came time to get the Glock 43X, I had, as my previous video and unboxing and tabletop overview talks about, an early adopter of the Glock 43. I bought it about 1.5 years ago or so when it first came out. I wasn't interested in the 42 because 380 doesn't do anything for me, so I was waiting for something like the Glock 43. I had tried and failed to like two different versions of the Ruger LC9, and tried other pocket-sized pistols and just found them wanting in one way or another. But more than anything else, just how they fit into the hand and what they were like to shoot. It was one thing that, you know, it can shoot, and it's another thing, hey, can you shoot it comfortably and accurately? The Glock 43, when it came out, I liked everything about it except the way that it felt in hand and the way that it shot. And all the magazine extensions and +2, +3, all that stuff I tried, couldn't change that. Here we go. Glock came out with something that has a size that fits my hand a lot better, and it's a much more stable shooting platform. So I'm already liking it. So the question today was, hey, how was this going to handle itself on the range side by side against the Glock 19, which I know I can shoot accurately? And I have to say, very, very pleasantly surprised, not only with its accuracy, but how it felt in hand shooting. Was it, you know, a snappy gun? Not a lot. I've heard some other YouTube commenters and people that review firearms talk about it being a little bit snappy, and I didn't notice that. What I did notice, it was just lighter to shoot. If anything, the shorter sight radius and slightly smaller sights were, if anything, the only noticeable difference. But I was very impressed, and we're going to talk about that today. And again, so it was time off to go take first shots with this Glock 43X. My favorite indoor range, the Modern Sportsman in Burnsville, Minnesota. One of the first things that I noticed about this firearm is I was expecting a lot of a snappy kind of recoil, and first thing I noticed is I wasn't getting that. I did get that with the 43, and I'm guessing just the length of that grip handle and the lack of purchase within the hand, that kind of thing would cause that. But this longer grip gave you the opportunity to stabilize the platform more, and being just a little bit shorter barrel than the 19, it really wasn't providing more kick. I didn't really have any issues with that at all. Looking at my very first target from 30 feet or 10 yards, you'll see I had my first couple were high, and then I found the center pretty quickly. very easy to do. So we thought, hey, let's run it out again and take some more shots. Other thing is the mag well is real easy to pop a magazine into. I will say that this particular magazine is a little bit tougher to load than the normal kind. Here I'm taking 5 shots at what I call aim small, shoot small. I like shooting at smaller targets, and it makes me a more accurate shooter. So I'm concentrating here again at 10 yards at something about the size of like a 2-inch circle. These are some paste-on targets that I use. And we're taking, like I said, 5 shots at this and seeing what kind of results we can get. Coming back in, you can see that I was pretty much all over it. I had a flyer there, but was able to get on that fairly easily. And like I said, whenever I aim at a smaller target, I have better results. That's something I learned a long time ago. Now we're going to compare to this Glock 19. Let's see how we're shooting that today. And again, some side-by-side comparisons. Now I've been carrying this as an everyday carry, mostly in the waistband, for over a year and a half now. I actually got this about the same time that I got the Glock 43, and I've been a big fan of the Glock 19 Generation 5 trigger. The 43X does not have that. I do notice that difference right off the bat. And I've always shot a little bit low with this one, and that's just more of where I'm picking for a point of aim than anything else. But you'll see here that if shoot small, aim small kind of scenario, I shot a little bit better group than I had prior with that one with the 43X. But here we're going to go ahead and use some Plus P. This is the Spear Gold Dot 124 grain that I like to carry. It's Plus P personal defense ammunition, and just trying to get an idea, is this going to be a felt recoil situation that seems different? Is it going to be more flippy or whatever? And the answer is no, it's not. You see my thumb sticking up there. I really was struggling a little bit today getting my natural grip on this firearm, and as well as the 19, because I've been shooting so many doggone revolvers lately. And that is a different grip that you use for a revolver. It has to be. Here I'm shooting one-handed, and you get an idea here what kind of recoil I'm seeing. The other thing, I developed the habit with shooting so many revolvers lately of having the trigger fall a little bit more under that first knuckle, under the fingernail, instead of the proper way you want to shoot is with the pad of the finger. Now this is a quick drill that I do. How quick can I insert a magazine and get shots off? And I do this a lot. And no, this is not the results of that quick drill. I wish it was. This is just me doing some more shooting and practicing, honing in on that target, trying to get some better results. And this right here is my group of the day. Again, at 30 feet, this is with the Glock 43X, taking my time. Always love to do the speed shooting. Here I am with the 19, and comparing that now with speed shooting the 43X. Now, fortunately, there's a lot of holster options available for the Glock 43. So the X, dimensionally only being different here on the grip frame, is going to work with all of them. Now, you can spend a lot of money on these in the waistband type holsters, and I like these polymer, plastic, or Kydex style ones. This one from Allen was surprisingly inexpensive, running me less than 10 bucks. It was 9 something and change before tax. Now, are there better in the waistband holsters out there? I guess it depends on what you need that holster to do. I need it to securely hold the firearm against my hip and clamp down tight against a belt, which this one does, and positively lock the firearm in place so it won't fall out, which this one does. Now, what I prefer is to be able to adjust the cant on the actual belt clip. You can't do that with this type of particular holster, but I thought, why not just start out with something that may not last as long as some of the more expensive Kydex ones like I have, but let's just go ahead and start with it to do a proof of concept on carrying this. So I've been carrying this firearm since I got this, and pretty much all day long inside the waistband using this holster. I've also carried it in a coat pocket and seen how that works, but obviously on your body in the waistband works best. And I'll have to say that this is a comfortable firearm to carry. It is more comfortable than the Glock 19, being somewhat dimensionally thinner. I shouldn't say somewhat, it's more than 1/8 of an inch thinner. And even though the grip frame is as long as the 19, it's thinner. So it's not printing as much and it doesn't dig into your side as much. Here I am with that holster in about the 3:30 position, close to 4 o'clock. Very accessible there. That's one of my favorite places to carry it. Typically, that is where I will carry it. And you know, it prints a little bit, but this is also a little bit of a tighter fitting shirt. But I consider this a very concealable scenario. And this particular holster also works well for an appendix type carry, although I will admit I am not typically an appendix carrier due to that little tummy you see there, and we'd always like to do things to get rid of that. But love the size of this particular firearm. It probably needs an upgrade on this in the waistband holster, but it's going to work for now. And nice compact little package, and you've seen how it shoots. So hard to go wrong with this this setup, in my opinion. So let's take a look at how dirty this thing got. I ran today somewhere between 160 and 170 rounds through this. And you can tell looking at the front of this that especially showing up on this kind of silver colored slide, that it's showing some wear. But I suspect that's going to wipe right off without any kind of problem. But you know, typical what you expect to see on a firearm after shooting many rounds through it. But let's take it apart and see what it looks like. Not bad, really. Like I said, you can kind of see where you'd expect it to get dirty. But it's all the kind of stuff that cleans out real well. What's most important is we just want to make sure after this first run that everything held up. We don't have any unusual wear, things of that nature. Do we have any strange markings, anything on the barrel, anything that should be a concern? And we don't. It's just a dirty gun barrel. Thing would probably function without cleaning for many thousands of rounds. I don't usually like to find that out, but as you can see, basic Glock 101. That's why I like these so much, guys. Is just they're so easy to take down. You don't have a takedown pin. You don't need a tool. Any of that stuff. And as you can see, with very little effort, in about 5 minutes, inside and out, clean this guy up, and slide, everything else cleans up real easily. I was kind of curious about that with the silver color that you see here, and I really do like the texture on this. It's a good idea. Would I like it better in black? I don't know. It's kind of growing on me. I did mention that this is video number 200. I want to point out that all of the videos that you see, all 200 of them, have been photographed and videotaped using a cell phone. Not once have I ever used a video camera or anything that resembles professional equipment. Probably some of you are saying, yeah, we know. But that's always been my aim, is to not get so deep into this or take it too seriously. I'm not trying to compete against big YouTubers or any of this kind of stuff. I'm just trying to have fun and share some knowledge, and probably more than anything appeal to the gun nerds out there. So everything's done. First probably 100 were done using a Samsung. And since then, the last year or so, we've been using an Apple iPhone 8. So as well as the editing, all the editing and everything is done on software on the phone itself. So that's the only piece of equipment I have. So some could say that I'm bragging about this. Other people are saying, you know, why would I brag about that? But hey, I'm just trying to keep this thing simple And this is an ongoing project for me, and I enjoy the process of bringing you this kind of information. I think most of it's good. Occasionally I'm wrong, and viewers will correct me. So regardless, I do appreciate you watching, and thanks for watching the Glock 43X. The question of the day, will I carry this? Absolutely I will. Will I carry this instead of my 19? No, but I will carry it in addition to my 19. In other words, some days yes, some days no. And I wouldn't have a problem if this was the only concealed carry firearm I had, to be honest with you. But it doesn't have to be. That's a nice thing about it. So appreciate you watching. I'd highly, strongly recommend that you check this firearm out, and I don't normally do that. But here I'll tell you that today. Check it out. This is Dr. Drake 63 saying thanks for watching.